up? My name is Shannon and I'm an ex-vegan. I really don't know where to start with this video because there is so much going through my head right now, and I've been wanting to make this video for a few months because I definitely haven't been a fully strict vegan for maybe 4 to 6 months. I think it started with incorporating, different dairy and other things back into my diet, and now it's just become something that feels really good. So there's a lot of things I want to talk through about the vegan diet, but I'm going to take you through a few examples of what I eat in a week now, because I want to show you the balance and just give you an idea of what I eat for dinner mostly. I like to share a lot of my dinners because they're a big part. Today for lunch I had a PB&J on some Killer Dave's bread. Do not underestimate PB&J. My mom reminded me of PB&J recently. I'm like, PB&J is so good. You got your protein, you got your carbs, you got everything you need. You're full for like 4 hours. It's so good. If you're new to my channel, by the way, my name is Shannon. Welcome. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe. I do upload every single Wednesday, so make sure you meet me back here every Wednesday. If you are currently vegan, let me know down below in the comments. And if you're an ex-vegan, let me know as well. This is an inclusive channel. I love everyone. Meat eaters, non-meat eaters. I embrace everyone because everyone is very intuitive to their own body, to their own needs, what they would like to do, what they want to do in this world. So it's very open here. I first think I want to talk about why I went vegan, and I think it was a little over 2 years ago. 2 Novembers ago, so right now it's April, so like I guess 2.5 years ago. Gregory, my boyfriend, had wanted to start eating vegan for a while, and I was like, yeah, right, I could never. I always had 8 types of cheese in my fridge, and I realize now, I've done a lot of research, cheese actually lights up the same part of your brain as when you do cocaine. It's like that addictive. That's why I had so many different kinds of cheese in my fridge. I was actually addicted. So he wanted to go vegan for a while. I do all of the cooking, so unless I was on board, he was going to continue eating whatever I cook. One of his best friends has been vegan for a while because of things that he's seen in his family in terms of health. He wanted to be healthy and maintain that throughout his life. So Greg was really inspired and really intrigued on eating this way as well. So he actually bought a few cookbooks, and then here's what really changed my mind. I watched all of the documentaries on Netflix that you can find: Forks Over Knives, Cowspiracy, The Game Changers, What the Health, like every single documentary you could find. It was gory, it was heartbreaking about the environment, how the animals were treated. Honestly, I still don't eat meat, so that's a spoiler alert. I still do not eat meat. I do eat fish. I don't eat cow, pork, I don't eat anything like that besides fish. Sometimes, like really not a lot. Like I had salmon once in the past month, and I had sushi once in the past month. So it's still not fully incorporated into my life because of that new documentary called Seaspiracy, and you see how the fish are caught, and if they're farm raised, you see how disgusting that environment is. So if you are gonna eat fish, eat wild caught. But I am jumping ahead of myself. So I watch all these documentaries. I am so grossed out by everything in terms of environmental impact, how the animals are treated. Like I said, so many things. I really thought about, if I wouldn't do this in real life, I'm not going to eat it. So if I wouldn't go pick up the eggs from a chicken, I'm not gonna eat them. I would pick up eggs from the chicken, so I do eat eggs sometimes. I would not kill a duck, a pig, a cow, anything like that. So it just still freaks me out to even think about eating it. Chicken as well. It just really, I think about it too much. My heart hurts. I'm too much of an emotional empath. I'm very sensitive, very tuned into emotions of others as well. And basically in one of the documentaries, the way animals are killed, there is a fear hormone that's produced in their body. And so basically you're eating like the chunk of meat, whatever hormones were excreted into that chunk of meat, that's what you're eating. People wonder why they feel different ways depending on what they're eating. Like literally eating too much sugar gives me straight anxiety because that's known to increase heart rate. So also in terms of meat, you're taking on the last form of that animal. I just really encourage you to take a look at these documentaries, do your own research, and figure out what works best for you and your body. I used to take things like B12 supplements, but I did a lot of blood tests. I don't need those. I was missing other things like L-carnitine, some calcium. I actually do use some vegan collagen in my smoothies. And since I've been vegan, I broke 2 bones. I broke my wrist, which if you guys are on my channel, you guys have seen that because I still get comments to this day on my newest videos about my wrist, how's it doing, questions. So you guys saw I broke my wrist last year, got the surgery done, and I broke my toe back in November. And I've never broken a bone in my life before that. I was so freaked out thinking that it was because I was eating vegan, but I got my blood test done. I actually started taking a calcium bone supplement. I don't take that regularly. I'm pretty bad with supplements, especially the ones you have to take with food. I just don't remember, to be honest. But I did look into the research behind if the way you eat, say you're eating no animals, no dairy. So if you're eating vegan, if that affects, if you're more likely to break a bone. Here's what the research found, that people that eat a vegan diet are more likely to be doing things that cause a bone to become broken. So doing sports, skiing, I was rollerblading when I broke my wrist. They showed from the data that people that were meat eaters and didn't break their bones as often were out there doing these activities that could be seen as like a risk to breaking a bone. So that's just a little bit of info there. All right, I really keep getting off topic. I hope you guys are staying with me. So I went all in. I do love to cook. I find it very therapeutic and meditative for me. Put some music on, podcast, put a video on, and just go to town, cook a delicious meal. I find that when you cook something, it just tastes better. Your body loves it more. I don't know, there's something with cooking. I love it. I have a whole bunch of vegan recipe cooking videos on here. I'll link some down below because I really do still eat a lot of those recipes to this day. I have nothing against being vegan. I just want to share my story of what I eat now and why. So we went all in. For probably 2 solid years, I didn't eat anything that wasn't vegan. So no meat, no dairy, anything like that. Besides the occasional, I think I had sushi 3 times in that first year. And then when I would come home to New York, maybe 2 times, I had pizza, calzones, and maybe some other dairy. Like, I just love the pizza here in New York. Now that I live here, guess who's not vegan anymore? I'm just kidding, that's not the whole reason. But yes, I was very strict, got a lot of different meat replacements, so like Beyond Burgers, things like that. I definitely limited that to like 1 time a week because if you look at the ingredients in some of the meat replacements, there's just like a ton of sodium and other things in there that don't necessarily make it better than meat. It's different, but you still want to be eating healthy for your body. I think it was around the time when I was moving back to New York and I had to stay at my mom's house for 3 weeks before our place here was ready to move in. I think that's the time where I became a little bit more relaxed. And here's kind of my thought process there. So being vegan, as much fun as it was, I had, and I still have, a ton of incredible, amazing recipes that are delicious. Pieces of it felt a little bit restrictive, and I do not like to lead a restrictive life. In terms of dessert, I have my ice cream pop every night. Like, I eat whatever I want to eat. I just don't crave certain things like a ton of dairy, a ton of meat. If I really wanted to eat meat, there was nothing holding me back. I would go out there and try it. But it's totally a preference thing. But the whole restrictive mindset can be really detrimental and limiting. I have never been the person to overthink so much about what I'm eating. And when I saw myself doing that, looking at all of the labels in the food store, like, it kind of got to a point where it was overwhelming checking restaurants if I could eat there, because a lot of places have dairy in everything. And I really was trying so hard not to eat any dairy. I found that my digestive system, my stomach feels so much better, less bloated when I don't eat dairy. And I used to get these really bad hormonal breakouts on my face as well when I ate dairy, and I have None of that anymore. No breakouts, no acne for years now. I don't think it's the most natural thing to eat or drink milk in whatever form, like actual milk or cheese from another animal that's not your actual mother, and that was made like a cow. It was made for the calf. It wasn't made for us to consume. I just don't think that's completely natural. All the hormones and other stuff that's in there, that's why we can have, you know, adverse reactions to that like I did. And sometimes you don't know that unless you cut dairy out for like 3 months and then see how you feel. And that can be really hard. I was drinking milk, I was drinking creamer with dairy, I was eating cheese all day long. It can be really hard. So the restrictive aspect is definitely what caused me to shift and to allow, like even using that word, oh, I'm gonna allow myself to have dairy and things, to not feel bad if I'm eating whatever it is. I think if you want to go vegan, I think that's something you really should make sure you're thinking about and make sure it doesn't get out of control. All right, so I hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions about my journey or how I got to this place, feel free to write it in the comments down below and I'll write back to everyone. But fast forward to today. I allow cheese to come into this house. In terms of what I eat on a daily basis, I do not eat dairy every day because of how it affects me. I don't like the way it makes me feel. I don't like the way it makes me break out. So in terms of like creamer that I use in my coffee every day, I still use, it's actually one of these two delicious oat milk or the soy milk creamer. But guess what I just bought today? I bought 24-month aged Parmesan cheese. I love Parm, like Parm shreds on my salads. And I know that might sound weird if you haven't had it before, but it just adds this flavor that's so good. And tonight I'm actually going to try to recreate the sweet green salad. It's called a shrumami, so mushrooms, rice, a few other things. And I used to get the shredded Parm on top as well. And so I bought some to have in the house on top of my tacos. Now I'm using real Mexican shredded cheese instead of the vegan stuff. A lot of the vegan replacements and a lot of the cheeses that I make are so good, but honestly I haven't found like the shredded cheese one that I love. And so I'm like, why am I eating this if I don't like it every single week? Because I really do eat tacos every Tuesday for Taco Tuesday. But I think I might try enchiladas this week. I don't know. Feeling adventurous. But the point is not to be in that restrictive mode of like, oh my God, I have to suffer and eat this cheese that I don't like. Like, if everything else in your day, at least for me, if everything else in my day didn't have dairy in it, a little bit of shredded cheese on my tacos is not going to break me out. And that's what I was so scared about. Feeling like shit again, breaking out, all the effects that I didn't like, that's why I loved being vegan. So I'm gonna walk you through some of the main meals that I eat this week so you guys can understand a little bit more of how I incorporate a little bit more dairy or fish or something else back into my diet. I love eating vegan. I never had a problem with that. I feel amazing that way, but I no longer wanted to feel restricted. I'm not mad, I'm not sad. Honestly, I'm happier than ever. I feel really good and life feels a lot easier eating intuitively what I want to eat. If the day ever comes where I do eat meat, I will look inside myself and see if I really want to go down that road. But at this point, I don't. So adding some cheese. I haven't had milk because honestly, I don't like the taste of milk anymore. I still make my own almond milk or I'll buy unsweetened vanilla almond milk from the store. But I won't freak out if I want to eat some brownies and there's egg and milk and whatever in it. It's all good. I think life in general is all about balance, and I think that's what I'm figuring out in a lot of areas of my life is just the key to balance. So it's almost 4 o'clock right now. Every day after I finish up work, I go walk Mushu for about 2 miles. So we're gonna go do that very soon. And then I'll meet you guys back here because we're gonna make those sweet green salad bowls. And let's see if they're actually good homemade. So I'm just starting off soaking my mushrooms in 11.5 pH from my Congo machine to get all of the crap off of these. You guys, mushrooms are so dirty because they're literally in the ground. So make sure you wash your mushrooms. Over here, I'm just getting the rice going because it does take a little bit, and then I'm gonna cook my mushrooms over here. And then I'm using just these 2 bowls. These are actually mixing bowls that I have, but I'm gonna use these. I just portioned out the salad. I'm just gonna add everything as I go and then mix it up. The sweet green dressing they use is like a sesame ginger. So I have this Primal Kitchen one. I love this brand and I'm gonna try this out. Sticking with the sweet green salad I wanna make, I'm just gonna cut up some cucumbers, save half of this for later. I love purple olives, so so I'm just putting a few in mine. That's not in the sweet green salad. Also, what's not in there is this hard-boiled egg, but me and Gregory like them, so I'm just putting one in each of our salads. Lastly, I'm just adding the mushrooms and then chopping it all up. This thing, it seems like all good salads are made with this chopper thing. I use the sesame ginger dressing. I'm gonna try some right now. This is good. It's very close to the sweet cream. I'm gonna put some balsamic glaze in Gregory's, but I really like salads all mixed up like this, all one together. So it's dinner tonight. All right, it is Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. I always do some kind of tacos, burritos, some kind of Mexican food. Today is the first time ever trying out making enchiladas, and I'm already starting off a little bit wrong. The recipe called for like zucchinis. I put in red peppers, but I didn't have any zucchinis. And also don't have any soft taco shells. I only have the hard ones. But I'm hoping when they bake, they'll get soft, and then you'll just pick it up and cut it and eat it all together. I'm kind of like that with recipes. If I don't have something, I just wing it, and it usually tastes fine. So basically what I've already done so far, I've cut up a whole yellow onion. I've cut up the red pepper. I washed the black beans, and after the yellow onion and the red pepper cooked together for a little bit, I also put some garlic in there. And then lastly, I put in the tomato paste, the black beans, and the salt. So that's just all getting warmed up. And then so right now I'm just going to fill the taco shells, and then we'll put them in the oven for 20 minutes and see how they come out. On the side, I am making my homemade vegan nacho cheese. I guess I was thinking about this. The only thing that isn't vegan in this dinner tonight is this organic Mexican style shredded cheese, and I'll be putting that on top of the enchiladas. And that's what I'm saying. I really do like to eat mostly vegan, but why am I going to be so restrictive and not let myself have the good cheese on top of the enchiladas? Because I haven't found an amazing replacement for shredded cheese, like a vegan style shredded cheese. So that's tonight's dinner. So the recipe just says put 1/4 cup of enchilada sauce in the bottom, and then the filled enchiladas on top. And I literally got just whatever I saw. I got this enchilada sauce, same with the tomato paste. I just got whatever they had. Wow, this looks amazing. It's still bubbling, so I'm gonna let that cool down, and I'm just heating up the nacho cheese sauce I just made. We made it to Wednesday. It's 6:42. It was so warm today, and we just went on a long walk. That's why I'm sweating a little bit, and I don't feel like cooking too much. So tonight I'm actually going to use one of my meat replacements. This is new. It's called Ultimate Plant-Based Chicken Fillets, and I hope it's going to be like a chicken sandwich. I have regular brioche buns I got from Whole Foods, and then I have Veganese. This is just vegan mayonnaise. I was thinking about putting like a layer. I do still have vegan cheese American slices, but I don't know if that would be good on here or not. And then the last thing, I just cut up some sweet potatoes so we can have some sweet potato fries. So I'm just gonna put some olive oil on these fries, salt and pepper, and call it an easy night for dinner. Okay, just showered and put my jammies on. That's the best life hack of all. While things are cooking, go get ready for bed. So here it is. I did burn the sweet potatoes a little bit because I was on the phone talking, but I'm gonna try this. I just put some mayo on the top here on the bun. I'm gonna try this plant-based chicken sandwich. Oh, I like to put ranch on most things, and I'm gonna put some ketchup on the side for the fries, and actually on this as well. I just like a little bit more moistness, you know. It's really good. Honestly, I couldn't tell a difference with chicken. It tastes the same. All right, so it's Thursday, and I am craving some breaded eggplant, like eggplant parm style. And Greg likes to eat scrambled eggs in the morning, so he has these pasture-raised eggs, and that's what I'm going to use to do the breading. If I wanted to do it vegan style, I'd probably do this with like cornstarch or tapioca powder mixed with some almond milk to make everything stick together. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. I can't remember the last time I made an eggplant parm meal. Like, I don't know, I really can't remember the last time I ever did that. I'm also using just regular Italian style breadcrumbs, not worrying to see if it's vegan. And then I'm gonna top everything off with some fresh mozzarella. I don't like to eat a ton of dairy like I talked about. So I'll have this instead of making my own cashew cheese, which I do really like, but since this is like an extensive meal to make like the breaded part, I'm just gonna add this on top. I'm just gonna use the same pan and add garlic knots that I made because I love garlic knots. I'm kind of a little bit obsessed with garlic and everything that it does have to offer. Alright, we have our eggplant parm, some linguine, garlic knots. I have a side salad on the table and we're ready to eat.
Both up to my mom's.
Okay, that's not what I was gonna say. It's Friday. We have so many things. Our paddle board's on the roof. It's nervousing out here. I used to always say nervousing. I haven't said that in a while.
Hanging in there.
Okay, great. But anyway, so it's Friday. I just wanted to tell you guys what I eat every Friday. Honestly, there is the cutest Italian family-owned local restaurant right next door to us, and most Fridays we just get pizza, Helix calzones, penne alla vodka is so delicious from there. So usually Fridays and Saturdays we eat out, get delivery or go out to eat. So I definitely got some pizza and penne alla vodka that I'm gonna just heat up at my mom's. We're headed upstate for the weekend. It's her birthday, Easter weekend, so we're gonna have some good family time. But that's it for this video, you guys. I hope this helped you, whether you're looking to be vegan, whether you are, or whether you're an ex-vegan. Drop any questions you guys have down below. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone that might help them. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye.